All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about relatively harmless things and doing it in real time for a few real people out here just like you and just like me. Now, before I get going on this Cyndi Lauper Bad Company connection, and then she's got some stuff she wants to say about lyrics. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a fun video. Before I get to all of that, don't forget this channel needs your support, or I do. Me. There's Patreon. There's Buy Me a Coffee. There are YouTube memberships and PJ Rock super chats. All right. PJ hit me with a super chat yesterday, and a new patron who's actually a guitarist in a somewhat famous rock band decided to join my group of very loyal patrons. So I'm just going to say thank you to him. Any more guitar players out there want to join? That would be terrific. At some point, I may actually have a conversation with this guy. We might do a little Zoom chat. And I know people will probably tune out because they don't like interviews, but I'm looking forward to it if it does happen. So anyway, thanks for all the support from just regular folks, not just the celebrity types, but people who watch this channel faithfully. I'm glad you see the humor in what I do because really that's what this is all about. Now, this video hopefully will add to the legacy of humor and talking about maybe a little bit of hypocrisy here toward the end. So Cyndi Lauper is one of this year's inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, along with indie rockers the White Stripes, who some people had to look up to find out who they were, British rockers Bad Company, probably the most legitimate induction in quite some time, the late Joe Cocker, grunge pioneers Soundgarden. Yes, of course, you got to put Soundgarden in there before, I don't know, the Guess Who or Steppenwolf or Jim Croce or the Alan Parsons Project or Huey Lewis and the News or Phil Collins. You got to get Soundgarden in there. I mean, what will we do without Soundgarden, right? You also get rap duo Outkast. And we learn that rap duos are now rock and roll. We're clear on that, right? You also get Chubby Checker, who was put in there about 40 years after he should have been put in there. So there you go. But anyway, it says here that Cyndi Lauper has an unexpected connection to Bad Company. Oh, man. How to write an article when you don't have a lot to work with. How to do a video when you don't have much to work with. So, Cyndi Lauper is going to explain how she has a connection to Bad Company. Now, again, this is an article that was posted on classic rock websites from coast to coast, courtesy of the iHeart Radio Industrial Complex. They put out the same stuff. So no matter what radio station website you go to, you're probably going to see this article. So the first song that Cyndi Lauper performed as a lead singer was a Bad Company song, and she performed the song at a place called the Bordy Barn, which was a legendary venue in the Hamptons in New York. She says, I played in front of 5,000 people, had a heart attack, but it didn't matter. Now, I don't know if that's a literal heart attack. I'm assuming she was just scared. This was back in 1974. Anyway, she says it was a gigantic place that was kind of half outdoor and half indoor, and they were selling beers for a nickel. Talk about inflation, right? So they were selling nickel beers, and so if you didn't like Cyndi Lauper singing Bad Company, by the time you had your third or fourth nickel beer, I'm sure you were totally down with it. She says, so I was singing a Bad Company song, and now Bad Company will be inducted into the same place as me at the same time. Holy crap, Batman. What an amazing connection. This is mind-blowing. You know what's weird? I'm sure there are many of us, like, people out here who were just driving down the road and they were singing a Bad Company song. Came on the radio and they decided to sing along to it, right? Or maybe you did some Bad Company karaoke. Or who knows? Maybe you performed a Bad Company song in a bar somewhere like 20 or 30 years ago. It's the same connection here. She sang a Bad Company song, so that's her connection to the band. Wow. Now, to be specific, the song that Cyndi sang was Can't Get Enough, a top 5 hit from 1974. A song that you don't hear as much as you used to on so-called classic rock radio stations, by the way. Bad Company, fronted by the acclaimed singer Paul Rodgers, also scored, interesting word they chose here, with hits like Good Lovin' Gone Bad, Rock and Roll Fantasy, and Feel Like Making Love. So Cyndi continues, I just thought it was serendipitous that we'd be in the same place at the induction ceremony. Yes, it's definitely serendipity, Cyndi. That's how I explain it. She notes, adding that Paul Rodgers was always a great rock singer. Her insights here are stunning. Paul Rodgers was a great rock singer. Anyway, but looking back, this is where this gets kind of interesting. Cyndi says, Bad Company's lyrics left something to be desired. Really? Really? Okay. Before she goes on to say, I mean, when you think of songs like Feel Like Making Love and you listen to the lyrics, you're like, if you were with a guy and he was like, okay, now are we thankful she said guy there, by the way? I am. If you were with a guy and he was like, okay, I feel like making love, how would you feel about that? She laughs. Somehow in the 70s, that was sexy. Well, by the time we get to the 80s, we have Cyndi Lauper singing a song called She Bop. This is so ironic. It's ridiculous. Does anyone know what She Bop is about? He bop, she bop, they bop. We all bop. We all bundle. No, it has nothing to do with your long-distance phone company. This has to do with a certain activity that you do by yourself, okay? And Cyndi Lauper sang a song about it. And when I explain that to people, they're like, what? Really? That song is about that? I'm like, yes, it is. And she's talked about it many times. So at least during the Paul Rodgers misogynistic 70s, we have two people involved with an activity. By the time we get to the 80s, we realize, heck, we don't need two people. We could just do this by ourselves and we could tell everybody that we're doing it and that we could celebrate it. By the way, that was a pretty big hit song for Cyndi Lauper. I don't know if she wrote it herself or not. I can't remember. Someone will post that who wrote it and so forth, but man, so she's complaining about Feel Like Making Love, but no word on She Bop. I don't know. I think maybe, Cyndi, you shouldn't be complaining about Paul Rodgers. And you're singing Can't Get Enough. What is it that you can't get enough of? The She Bop stuff? I mean, wow. So this is why, folks, I think a lot of this music hasn't aged well, whether it's Bad Company's song, which I would say isn't that cool when you're driving down the road with whoever. Okay, even if you're alone, even worse. But then Cyndi Lauper takes it to the next level in the 80s and says, yeah, I'm just going to be here by myself and celebrate. And you too, I hope that you're she bopping or he bopping or whatever it is that you're wanting to bop with. This is just uncomfortable. This video is becoming very uncomfortable for me. But you know what, folks? The show must go on. You know, And this is why we are looking at the end of the rock and roll era. A lot of this stuff isn't aging well. And look, if you're unaffected by this, if you're thinking it's just whatever, dude, you're making too much of this. It just inappropriate stuff typically doesn't age well, right? Whether you're playing a guitar riff that's in sync with what you're doing, which is obviously Feel Like Making Love, or you're bopping around with Cyndi Lauper somewhere, neither of these things is really, like family friendly. It's not safe for work when you think about it. What? You have a problem with words? No, I don't have a problem with words. I have a problem with thoughts. And then she's actually telling you, the I don't know. The premise of that whole thing is that everybody does this. So just enjoy it and go out and have fun with it. And someone's going to say, of course. What's your problem, man? My problem is that I'd rather not think about that. Okay, that's my general problem. Now, I don't think they play She-Bop too much on the radio. And when they do, nobody is really discussing the meaning of the song. And I'm sure there have been other songs that have also suggested that this is how you should, shall we say, gratify the flesh, to use a biblical term. Oh, my. All right, people. Before I go, I wanted to promote this band again because they're good. It's not embarrassing either. You can listen to this and not think to yourself, wow, these lyrics are really bad. Outlasted and their album called Universal Human Desire, which I don't think has anything to do with She-Bop, but you never know. You could make it be that if you want it to be that. All right, so needless to say, I'm going to have to detox after this video. Maybe grab a coffee and sit back and relax for a while and not think about either Cyndi Lauper or Bad Company. All I know is, folks, aren't we glad that Cyndi Lauper is going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And she's got so much in common with Bad Company. It's just amazing. I mean, 2 inappropriate songs in one video. Although, look, Bad Company deserves to be in. Paul Rodgers is amazing, and it's a true rock and roll band. So congratulations to Bad Company. To Cyndi, hey, it's going to be fun watching you make that acceptance speech. And hopefully, maybe, who knows, maybe Cyndi will perform She-Bop at the ceremony. I'm thinking it's going to be Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Time After Time, but it would be cool if she did She-Bop because I'm thinking the audience would totally be into it.